and welcome back to my channel Wanderlust Forever UAE Vlogger. Hope you all are doing well, and in this video today I'm going to talk about the nomadic people of Kazakhstan. The Kazakhs were nomadic people in the past, living with their animals and moving from place to place in search of green pastures and food. They lived in their portable homes called Yurt. And today we are at the Huns Ethno Village, where we are going to get acquainted with the everyday life of ancient Kazakhs. Here you will be introduced to the traditional lifestyle, customs and culture of Kazakh people. It is an ideal place for those willing to relive the nomadic past of ethnic Kazakhs. The Huns Ethno Village is located in the scenic Talgar region, 40 kilometers away from the city of Almaty. Here you are going to immerse yourself in the daily life of ancient Kazakhs, where locals in traditional attire share unique traditions, ceremonies and cultural activities. You are going to experience traditional customs and youth storytelling. You are going to watch horse riding shows, witness a warrior battle and participate in many activities. So if you are planning a trip to Kazakhstan, you must visit this place. Do include this place in your itinerary and immerse yourself in the ancient culture and traditions of Kazakh nomads at this place. It is going to be a fun-filled day, and we are going to try different traditional Kazakh snacks and enjoy a sumptuous Kazakh lunch with mountain views. And I'm really excited to try the traditional Kazakh beverage, kamis, that is the horse milk. The details are given in the description box, and it is going to be a long video. Make sure you watch the video till the end, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you are new to my channel, show some love by subscribing to the channel. Enjoy the video.
Hoş geldiniz.
Yayday kömür gecey arade yötümdegen sana uley adamın rak olmaz olsundayday ey seven kalkımay ben daydıvay yürmün şalgımay ey seven kalkımay benim daydım ay, jürmün şalgımay. Benim daydım ay, jürmün şalgımay.
Good day, dear guests. Thank you for your coming. Welcome to Huns Ethno Village. We are greeting you with our wonderful custom called Shashu. By throwing candies, we are sharing with you with our happiness and well-being. Please pick up the candies, because every candy has their own meaning. Who will have more, he will have more lucky, more happiness. As Kazakh people more hospitable, we want to invite you for cooking masterclass our favorite baursak, and we want to treat you with hot tea, hot baursaks, and our traditional beverage, hummus. Welcome!
because of the crowds. But anyway, I would like to introduce you with the nomadic lifestyle first, because only from that you will understand why do we need these kind of houses, okay? So, dear guests, most of you probably know that Kazakh people were nomads. They had the moving lifestyle, and they were moving from place to place, from steppe to steppe, to look for the better pastures for their cattle, as they were the cattle farmers as well. So it was so important for them to find a place where their cattle will feel comfortable and will find some food for the living house areas, camels and goats. And every time they would choose the place for setting up their village, they would first bring the sheep and horses, and if they eat grass from that surface, then they would stay and setting up their village. Okay? And Конечно, пожалуйста. Please, come in. With your right foot first, please. Come in. This chair. You have chair. Okay, I got it. Which one? Yes, yes. Can I sit here? So, after they would setting up the village, they would build their houses, and men went up to the mountains to feed their cattle there, but women will stand and do all the house job, okay? Usually they were moving all year round, four months a year, because in spring the grass became greener growing up, and that time actually after a tough winter they should feed their cattle intensively, and usually they were feeding their cattle with that grass, and the woolen fleece of the sheep became more fluffier and became like better and more, okay? And usually in the end of April, in start of May, they have started the process of cutting off the sheep. And actually from that wool they would prepare later, mixing it with a very hot boiled water, they would prepare a special felt material. That material is very waterproofing and very solid material, and from that material later they would prepare the layers for their houses, yurts, the carpets inside the houses, and their outwear clothes for winter season, and even their boots were made from that felt material. So, dear guests, this is our traditional house called Yurt. In Kazakh language, we usually call it kiz-uy, which is translated as the house made from felt material. This house may be constructed by just 3 people or 1 family, including a man, the owner of the house, in 1.5 to 2 hours. And usually this house is an ecological house which is made from a willow tree. Our walls, called kerege or kerege kanat, these long wooden poles called uvak, and our roof, which has the sacral meaning called shanrak. Such house usually was installed with installing of the doors first, and doors usually were installed to the sunrise to the east, because it may help us to define the time when we should feed our cattle. After we install the doors, then we start installing the walls, and by the way, all the elements of the house are tidying up between each other with the ropes, wires and calf leather without any nails. Here, by the way, we have 8 walls. That means that we have an 8-wall yurt, which is like a 1-room apartment. And before they were measuring their houses with the quantity of walls. So usually we also do have like 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, up to 24 and 32 wall yurts. The more walls the yurt has, the bigger and wealthier is the family. This is an average sized yurt for an average family of 4-6 people. A long wooden pole with 2 handles or holders from 2 sides, and lifting up the roof and holding it, while other family members would tie up the walls with these long wooden poles and put them one by one into the roof's holes. Then the carcass of the yurt is ready. They would go from outside and cover the house with this felt material from outside, and they have a separate piece of material for the roof called tunduk, with 4 ropes from 4 sides, which can be easily removed when necessary and put back when necessary. And usually in spring and summertime we used to have the roof opened so we can see the sky. And actually, dear guests, all the elements of the house have their philosophical and practical meaning. For example, our doors. You might have noticed that our doors have this short size, right? It's because when you enter the house, you should bend to show your respect to the owners of the house. If you enter the house with your right foot first, that means that you have good intention, good thoughts. If you enter the house with your left foot first, that means that you have bad intention. So the owner of the house may define who is at the entrance, a friend or an enemy at the beginning. And usually we never step up on this road because we have a belief that angels are sitting there to protect our houses from devil energy and bad energy. Our walls, Kirigir, have a very smart approach. They work this way. So when we assemble the walls, they may turn up to 2 meters length. And when we collect the walls, they became 70 centimeters narrower and longer, which may help us to define for the most convenient transportation of the house on camels and on horses. Okay, and later, after they would create the wheel, they would have carts. And by the way, the weight of such house is 250 kilograms, so quite heavy. Our roof, shanrak, has the sacred meaning, and this is the most important element of the house. Actually, shanrak represents the unity of the family, and usually shanrak was passed from father to son. So every element of the house, when it will be spoiling or broken, it may be replaced and removed. But shanrak, the only element which will not be removed or replaced, because it's like a heritage and goes from father to son. Even the last man in the generation has passed away, usually shanrak was put to his grave to show that generation has stopped in the family. So usually shanrak was checked before it was installed if it doesn't break or damage. In shanrak there is a cross which was worked for nomad as a compass, and as they were so good, it's a female and male part. Female part was usually decorated with that wooden boxes, chests, called sanduk. Usually they were brought to the house by women as a dowry, and they used to have more like 3, 4, 5 of them along the wall. They were using them as a storages to store their clothes, utensils, household items and other stuff in them. But the men's part, which was from the right side, usually it was decorated with their costumes, so the costume used to be there. And the men's part was from the right side, was decorated with their costumes, with their arrows, bows and hunting trophies. So in case the war starts in the village or an enemy came in the village, man can easily grab all his stuff, put on his armor, take a saddle, which usually stands at the entrance, and go away for a war. This spot where our dearest guests are sitting now, called Tur, at the head of the table at the top of the house. This is the most honorable spot in the house. The fact that the man, the owner of the house, used to sit at that place was known by all the enemies that time. That's why they may come from outside and kill the owner of the house with a spear, because we have these spaces in our walls. That's why that wooden chest sanduk was usually standing behind the owner's back to protect him from death. Usually, the nomadic culture and style was not only the moving from place to place, but also they have raised their kids in following all the customs and traditions. And in the yurt, in the house, they have a special spot here for the baby's cradle. So this is our cradle called desuk, It's very light and it's made from a black tree. And it may be moved anywhere where mother will go, okay? Usually when a woman is pregnant and waiting for a baby, she's waiting for a baby. And her parents used to order the baby's cradle without and pay any price which master would ask to pay for the cradle without asking for any discounts. It was a bad sign. And in this cradle we have a secret place, a hole in which we put this felt-made potty toilet. Before we use it, we put some sand inside and then we put it in the hole. And we have these two wooden sticks, which are made from wood now, but before they were made from sheep's bones. This is for a boy. This is for a girl. Any guesses what they may be used for?
For feeding the baby?
Not really.
Feeding. Feeding.
No, not really. Dear guest, this was used as a natural diaper pampers for a baby. Okay? We use it this way, as this has two holes from both sides. We usually put it in between the baby's legs this way, and then we put it in the potty. Okay? Then baby will be tied up very tightly, so stays in the same position while sleeping. But we only use these pampers when the babies are sleeping in the cradle. Okay? And usually we also use two pillows for the babies to put underarms for the boys to make their shoulders bigger, and for girls to put them on the sides of their arms to make them slimmy and tiny. We have we have a tradition that we never show up our babies to the relatives or friends. Only after 40 days from birth we invite the friends, relatives, and show our babies to the world. And at that time, we have an event where we'd love to sing different traditional Kazakh songs. And one of these joking and funny songs we would like to sing to you now, dear guests.
Tağaдар şolpana tuap sızılğандай gözünün müldirin ay. O senge tamılcıtap sala verem, köngülüm özün doylap buzulğanday gözünün müldirin ay. Ulanday sulu mayda yağılay, var meken bizde antığız ağıray. Eşinde topqorağay vadelesken gözünün müldirin ay.
This is our traditional instrument, and back in times every man, every boy, and like some of the girls, they used to play this instrument. And usually girls boys, they used usually boys, if they want to show the sympathy to a girl, or any man, any person want to share any news or to express their feelings and emotions, they used to play Dombra. By putting Dombra up to show a sign that they want to share some news, they would play Dombra and share any news. And it was a bad manner for that time for the people to say the words to say the news by the words. Okay, I have one small legend about Dombra which I want to tell you also. So that time it was a very rich man who was the leader of the tribe, and in his village it was not allowed to bring any bad or sad news to the village. He has three sons, and he has the oldest sons, the eldest son, who loved to go hunting. One day, this man, the son, took all his army, his people, and went for hunting. And by the way, the law in his village, in the man's village, was that if anyone would bring bad news to his village, he will be put the plum in his mouth, so he would never talk again. So that man went for hunting, and he took all his army with him. And when he was hunting, he was bitten by an animal looks like deer, and he died from that bite. And that time it was a death, a shame death, to be killed by just an animal, not in the war. So that man was died, and no one wanted to say this news to that rich man, and they had a controversy who would tell this news to the man, but no one wanted. And one old wise man came in the middle and said, okay, I will. And when he went to the village and stand in front of that rich man, the leader, he put up his Dombra and showed a sign that he wants to tell something. And he played kui. Kui is actually a traditional music which describes some situation, and by the sounds of the music, people may recognize what kind of news will be this sad, bad, good, or like happy, any news, okay? And he was played all the situation through Dombra, and that man was really sad, was really angry at the man, because he understood that his son was died. And he put the plum and put it on Dombra. From that time, we have just two strings on the instrument and this small hole. And that time, his Dombra would never say anything else, okay? This is just a legend. Only as a decoration part, but to keep away a bad eye from a girl. And usually these kind of hats were decorated with a bronze, gold or silver decoration to show the status of a girl and to show from which family she, like from wealthy family, from poor family, and something like that. And they used to wear this kind of jacket with all the decorations on their jacket as well, which also were made from silver, bronze or gold. And they used to wear two braids from two sides, and this will show a sign that this girl is not married. And these decorations on her jacket were very heavy, and she used to wear the heavy coins on her brides as well, because this way their mothers tried to learn them, to teach them how to walk gracefully and straight without making any noise, because it was a bad sign, or it will show how well mannered is the girl by her walking, by her posture. And men will pay attention to this, and when they will choose their wives. Okay, women who were married, they used to wear a white scarf hiding their hair, and only in one case woman may show her hair that time, only if her husband will pass away, like will die in the war maybe. It will show that she will show her hair, and it will show that she's a widow. The women who the women who were married, who had many children, they used to wear a white blonde hat with 12 meters or 14 meters of the white material around their head. And these women used to be chosen by the tribe, and this white material will be gifted to the woman as a gift. And usually this material was used if any woman would give a birth to babies while they were on the road, and that in that material the baby will be covered. Okay, and that's it. Any other questions? This was the only place and entertainment when they were setting up this swing. May stay together, but in one crowd the girls, in one crowd the boys. And when they were standing together, boys may look at the girls, and if they like anyone, then they may play Dombra, and they will describe the girl's beauty, the girl's like hairs, eyes, her dress, and girls may understand that he likes her. And if the boy will like a girl and he wants to marry her, he first will go to his parents and ask their advice if he could marry that girl. Then, if the parents would start the research about the family of a girl, so they would look for information about the girl's tribe, about the girl's village, about her family, her like mother, father, and other stuff. And if the family good enough for the boy's family, then they would go to the girl's family to ask for the girl's hand, and then the girl's side will make some research about the boy's family. Then, if they both agree and they both want to get married, the families are fine with that. And if they ask for the permission of a girl, and if she is agree, they may make marriage. Okay? And we have a very strict tradition that we still follow nowadays. Usually, the man and woman from the same tribe, if they have any roots in the 6th or 7th generation, they are not allowed to get married to each other, because they treat like relatives. So if any man would meet a woman, and the first question we usually ask a man or a woman when we meet them, what is your root? Like, what is your tribe? If he is from the same tribe that I am, then we start looking for the roots in our generations, up to 7th generation. And if we have any relatives in 6th generation or even 7th generation, we are not allowed to get married. And we still follow strictly this tradition. Of just one sheep. When they had cutting off all the sheep in springtime, they used to have more than 2,000-3,000 heads of the sheep. So quite much wool they would have after they would cut off all the sheep. And that wool will be washed in the river with an ash. That time they didn't have the soap. Then this wool will be dried on big carpet, and then girls will be sitting together one by one, all in a row, and beating this wool with these two long wooden sticks, which also made from the willow tree because they would not stick to the wool. Okay, they will beat it this way very hard to leave the left pieces of garbage under the wool. Okay, they would prepare it, and then they will mix this wool with the very hot boiled water to make the material later. Okay, that felt material that we already know and we have seen already. This is our manual spinning wheel called ush to prepare the woolen threads. Okay, and this is made from just a stone and a wooden stick. Here, I will bring it here. Here we have kelia, this tent that I am sure that you have in your culture too, right? This is kelia. You do the spices in this, but we don't have any spices in our cuisine. That's why we usually just grind in the grains into smaller pieces here to make them smaller. And then we take these wheat seeds or other grains to put into that manual mill called Childrearing that you also have. So in that we usually prepare the wheat flour, and from that wheat flour we would prepare that puffy bread baursak that you have already tried when we enter you, right? And actually, nomads used to have some food which is adopted to the moving lifestyle of nomads. That's why they usually eat the bread products, that baursak bread, because it's very easy and fast to cook. And actually, baursak was fried on sunflower oil here, but before they were frying them on the sheep's fat. So it was quite a fat dish that time. And they loved to eat the dairy products made from the cow's milk, like very dry cottage cheese, which called food, which is very salty.
The wooden floors for safety reasons. Be careful, kids. It's very dangerous for your health, and it's very dangerous for a bride who do different acrobatic elements on the horse. Please take your seat, sitting on the places you can make some video and some photos.